when Mac Jones can run 70 yards and then Gritty in the end zone, you know something's wrong. Right?
Dude, scraping into the playoffs.
Yeah.
You might as well just call that the Schmigley Jones parlay. Those are astronomical.
Come Veterans terrible. Kenny Galladay's good.
Oh.
Man, if the Giants win one playoff game, I'm going to be so hyped. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Drop a Pass, Run a Mile. This is the Week 2 preview. I am back, feeling better than ever, super excited. Thank you, Owen, for filling in for me last week. Jared's still here, as always.
I'm the cornerstone, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't miss any episodes until last episode.
I'm London Fletcher. They can't take me out of the game. I'm here. I'm always going to be here. Gibby's always going to make an interruption during the middle of the podcast. Yeah. It's just going to happen. It's like it's something you can bank on in your week.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little some housekeeping stuff, I guess you could say. The weekly same game parlay hit, so we will have another one of those. It was Goff 225 plus, and then the under of 63, 61, something like that.
63, I believe.
Yeah, 63.5 or something like that. That hit, turned 10 into 20. This week we're looking to turn 20 into 40. We'll get to that in the making money segment. Any other housekeeping that you can think of?
I don't believe so.
We were gonna have a possible interview this week. Couldn't get in contact with our guy. So hopefully next week we'll have that for the podcast. He's a former professional football player. We'll just keep it at that. So we're super excited about that. Hopefully that goes well. So I guess we can get into our Red Zone recap here, the first one of the season. Start off with the Lions-Chiefs game. Lions coming out on top, 21-20. Really good game. I know Jared has some thoughts about Jahmyr Gibbs and his carries. So
I realized after, like, a couple days after that game that I really bombarded our group chat with just, like, David Montgomery hate.
Yeah.
Really, it's not that I don't like David Montgomery. He's fine. No problems with David Montgomery. It's just that Gibbs only got 9 touches.
That's
like anyone with eyes watching that game is like, why doesn't that guy get the ball more? It's like Pacheco last year, where it's like, this guy runs angry. He runs like he's never going to be taken off the field. And I know that they were ramping him up slowly, which I guess is a thing for rookies now.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
But after the game, Dan Campbell said, yeah, we were just ramping him up. He's going to get more touches. So that's all I needed to hear. But yeah, what a game. I mean, I texted you after the Chiefs got the ball back with like a minute 40 left. I was like, well, that's the game.
Yeah.
and then it wasn't. Like the Lions.
Well, it could have been.
Defense was crazy.
It could have been on the first play of the drive, but Kadarius Toney, shout out Kadarius Toney, best receiver in the league.
Buns.
Dude.
Holy.
He had to delete his Twitter because all the Giants fans were coming at him. And, like, I don't know if he reactivated it after the Giants got obliterated. Just so,
probably. Like, all right, we both suck. We're back.
What a petty dude, though. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyways, good game, though. Lions really, like, the Lions winning that game means a lot. I feel like that's, like, even if it was close and they lost to the Chiefs, you'd be like, okay, the Lions are good, whatever. But, like, they beat the Chiefs. So, like,
I know.
NFC North.
Oral victory. It's a victory. Like, they are here.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's only week 2 now, but right now the NFC North runs through Detroit. I would safely say that.
Yeah.
Go to the next game here. We'll go to Texans-Ravens. Not a lot going on.
The Ravens won, but they looked like really, really rusty.
Surprise, surprise, J.K. Dobbins out for the season with an Achilles injury.
That's
yeah, like, dude he just gets injured every single year.
One thing that I learned from that game is the wide receiver 1 in Baltimore is Zay Flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my word.
That guy's fast.
He's crazy. Like
Yeah.
he did it in preseason against the Skins, but I was like, well, they got Odell and Bateman. They'll probably like Odell's probably one, right?
Mhm.
You'd think. No. Zay
Yeah.
Flowers is the guy.
I think Odell had 2 catches for like 30-something yards, and apparently he also drew 2 defensive pass interference calls. And I think as the year goes on, he's probably going to see some more targets just because people are going to start having to double Zay Flowers and like really game plan around him because he was quick, dude. I think there was like a screen pass I saw where he like just got around like 3 people and got a first out of nothing. So that was
shifty.
Yeah.
Shifty.
Next game, Browns Bengals. The Browns took it to the Bengals.
That was sweet.
That was crazy.
I did call it. I called it. I said, "Yep, Browns. They're shiesty, dude. They're little shysters."
Well, I think the main thing you said too was that the Bengals always start off slow.
Every year.
And Joe Burrow. Imagine paying somebody $275 million and he didn't even throw over 100 passing yards.
Dude, every new money quarterback lost this week.
Really?
Burrow, Herbert, Hurts. Well, Hurts didn't lose, but he didn't look great.
Daniel Jones. Obviously.
Basically lost. Daniel Jones got. Yikes. But yeah, like none of the new guys looked any good, really.
Yeah.
Just kind of wild. Because usually you think payday bump, you know.
Yeah.
Like, well, they got paid, they're going to be, I don't know.
That's what you'd hope for. But
Yeah. But yeah, Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett, like they don't ever talk and they just dominate. It's awesome. And then they have the quarterback that points to God and God doesn't point back, right?
Next game, Buccaneers Vikings. I know Owen said take the Vikings -20 if you can.
Yeah.
I had a parlay where
There's
took
a
the
reason
Vikings.
Owen's not on the show this week.
I went a little more conservative and took the Vikings -3.5 in one of my parlays, and that still didn't come through. I think we might have just lost Jared for a second. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
What just happened?
I don't know. There's a pretty decent sized storm in Raleigh right now.
Oh,
So I hope I don't get kicked, but
yeah.
I'm here again.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, Buccaneers, Vikings, Buccaneers come out on top. Baker Mayfield looked pretty decent. Threw a touchdown pass to Mike Evans. Had a couple scrambles. Like
Getting in people's faces. It's the same Baker. It's the same Baker.
I think there was a lot of games this week where the reason the other team won was because of turnovers the Vikings had 2 or 3 turnovers.
I think 3.
Yeah, and I think at least one of them were in the red zone.
Mhm.
So yeah.
There was a lot of bad play.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know if it's because there isn't a preseason week 4 or what, but a lot of teams didn't look ready for the occasion.
Yeah. I know of one team. We'll get to them later, though. Titans Saints game, riveting field goal.
Oh my god.
Back and forth there.
What a beautiful game.
D-Hop looked decent for his quarterback being Ryan Tannehill because Ryan Tannehill looked really bad.
Yeah, horrible.
Derek Carr looked pretty good, made some good throws. Michael Thomas also played pretty well. He got a lot of targets. I think in our one dynasty league, I might have made the trade of the year. Before the week 1, I traded Kadarius Toney in a third for Michael Thomas, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to take the risk. I mean, it might pan out if Michael Thomas wants to stay healthy.
Right. I know. It's like he hasn't played a full year in what, like 3 years? 4 years?
It feels like 6.
I know. It feels like an early 2010s type of player.
But yeah, I want to say that 3 or 4 is probably right.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to lean towards 4, honestly.
Why don't you let everybody know about your dynasty D-Hop?
Oh yeah. So I'm like checking my dynasty team, and I was like, D-Hop like has this many catches for this many yards. I was like, why is his fantasy score so high? And in this dynasty league, we do IDP, so individual defensive players. And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, DeAndre Hopkins has 2 solo tackles, so he has an extra 4 points. And I was like, that's sweet. Like, okay, help me win in that league, so we'll take it. Jared cut out again, so I'm just going to continue here. We got the Falcons-Panthers game. Bryce Young looked a little shaky in his first start. The first drive of the game, he looked good. They drove down the field pretty well. But I believe Bryce Young ended up throwing 2 interceptions, both to Jesse Bates. And then Tyler Algier and Bijan looked like the best running back duo in the league. Algier with 2 touchdowns. Bijan sent, what's that guy's name? Luvu?
Yeah, Frankie Louvu.
Yeah, sent him flying back to Carolina. Like, just
another freaking ramp-up period, though. Why is Algier getting 20-some touches?
Yeah.
You drafted Bijan like 8. Come on.
Yeah.
Also, they drafted Kyle Pitts and Drake London each in the top 10. Oh, the Falcons. I love picking them for this because they just cover all the time. But man, they're tough to do anything with in fantasy unless you have a running back. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I kept Algier in one of the leagues. I was trying to trade him until they drafted Bijan, and then I was like, well, I can't really get any value. But now I'll probably keep him as a decent backup, maybe a starter. So, yeah, that was cool. Jags Colts. Anthony Richardson looked pretty good. Had his first career touchdown was a rushing touchdown. That was cool.
He's already banged up, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a bone bruise because he took so many hits week 1.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like, it's not like the NBA where it's like, don't try in the regular season. But, like, you don't have to be doing all that in week 1 of your rookie year. I understand, like, go for it, but yeah, he's got to take care of himself or he's not going to last very long.
Yeah.
Like Calvin Ridley. Oh my word.
Yeah.
What? He was a beast. So good. One league I have Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, like a stack. Oh, loving it.
Yeah, that's sick. Zay Jones had that sick catch too on the sideline of the end zone. That was a crazy catch. The Jaguars showed up though, won that game. I would say pretty much with ease. Everybody kind of expected the Jaguars to win that one. But, I mean, the Colts competed, though. So it's good to see from the Colts that with Anthony Richardson, I think they can definitely win some games.
Yeah.
Niners-Steelers, an absolute slaughter. The Niners just completely overpowered the Steelers. Not really necessarily bad play by the Steelers, just, like, really nothing they could do, I feel like.
Yeah. There was so much freaking hype for the Steelers, too, coming into this year. They're like, the sleeper team, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going to be – and it's just like –
well, the spread on this game was what? Plus 2.5 for the Steelers?
2.5.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That one C-Mac run where he was just, like, spun in the backfield and then took it the distance, that was sweet.
It was just, like, walking behind his blockers, basically.
Right.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was really cool.
But yeah, 49ers dominated that, and Ayuk with his 2 touchdowns. That one on Patrick Peterson after Patrick Peterson was like
talking.
Yeah, he's like, oh, like I'll let you know once I get an interception or whatever. Yeah, then Brock Purdy.
They're tipping their plays. It's like buddy.
Brock Purdy came out in his presser and he's like, was that 1 touchdown on Patrick Peterson? Like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that was pretty cool. Also, Brock Purdy's totally healthy and ready to play football.
No question.
Commanders Cardinals. Commanders didn't cover the spread. That game was a little closer than it should have been, just because of the turnovers.
Yeah.
But Sam, what did you think of the Sam Howell quarterback play?
He was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't really a Sam issue. Like he had a pass tipped at the line of scrimmage that got picked off. Not much you can do about that. Jahan was wide open. It was going to be a good throw. Antonio Gibson fumbled on the 15-yard line going in to score. That's just like what he does, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really dynamic out of the backfield, but if you run him up the gut when you're in the red zone, it's not going to go well.
Yeah.
Why
would you run him up the gut when you're in the red zone when you have Brian Robinson?
Right, exactly. That's so frustrating. But the defense was unbelievable. The Commanders' defense gave up 3 points. Like, they allowed one drive into field goal range. Everything else was either Sam got strip sacked and they picked it up and walked 2 steps into the end zone. That was how they scored their touchdown. And the other 2 field goals, they got short fields and not on the defense. Montez Sweat had like 5 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and a pass breakup. Like, he was unbelievable. It was sweet. And then we get Chase back next week. Allegedly. So that'll be fun. But yeah, they won the game. They looked pretty crappy. So there's a lot of places to improve on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Well, at least you won. You'll take that week 1.
Right.
Next game, Raiders Broncos. Close game. I thought like Russ looks a lot better than he did last year, obviously.
In the first half.
Yeah, true.
The second half, the Broncos did like nothing.
Yeah.
Literally nothing. Jimmy G looked better. I mean, I guess he looked how I expected him to look.
Yeah.
Like how he always looks.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I wasn't expecting that from him. He looked good. Devontae's still really good.
Jimmy G is an above average quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah, but like barely.
Yeah.
It's just he's like just good enough that if any team he's on, it's like, oh yeah, you'll be fine. You have Jimmy G.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say he's an average.
Win you the Super Bowl, but you can easily go deep in the playoffs with him.
Yeah. Especially with a team like that with Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams and all that. I mean, Josh Jacobs wearing number 8, I hate. Like, I don't know. It just like, I feel like when you're a solidified player in the NFL and you like change your number, especially like a star player, like, and you change your number, it's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah. Dolphins Chargers, man. Tua absolutely going off.
Sick game.
Yeah.
That was sweet. That was so fun to watch. I think the Chargers Dolphins should play week 1 every year.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not going to be any defense, and the quarterbacks are just going to chuck the ball all over the yard. It was sweet.
Yeah, 70
Tyreek Hill is probably the best player in the league.
Yeah.
He's like unguardable. J.C. Jackson was like lost the entire game.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting called for PI. He was 7 yards away from Tyreek Hill at all times.
Didn't Tyreek say he was going to retire after this year or something?
3 years. He said he's going to play 3 more years, which is like, okay, that's when we thought you were going to retire, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you're like going to be over 30 by then, so yeah, that sounds good.
Eagles Pats. Eagles got off to that 16-0 start thanks to that Darius Slay pick 6.
What a pick too.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
But yeah, Patriots rallied back, came down to that final drive, and they honestly, if that guy got his 2 feet in bounds,
Booty.
Booty, yeah.
Hey, Sean Bouquet,
I was like, I said to my dad, I was like, man, like, if you're in high school and you're not like a really good athlete and your last name's Booty, like poor guy. Thankfully, this guy made it to the NFL.
Thank God he went to LSU when he was a beast.
Yeah. But yeah, so for the Patriots, like, better game than I expected them to play against the Eagles. Well, and also worse game for the Eagles than I expected them to play against the Patriots.
Yeah. No, I agree. The Eagles, I don't know if it's because Shane Steichen left, but their offense looked weird.
Yeah.
Rashad Penny didn't even play. Healthy scratch. Love to see that for my futures bet where I said under on his yards. Beautiful.
Yeah. Unless he doesn't play the whole season and it just gets voided.
It's voided. Did not register a single play. Yeah, that would suck. But, yeah, I mean, it looked like the Eagles were, like, throwing deep a lot. Like, every time that Jalen was, like, in the pocket, dropping back, it seemed like his eyes just skipped over the middle of the field. And he was just like, I want to throw it long.
Yeah.
I want to throw it as far as I can. I don't know. It just seemed like they weren't – it didn't look the same as last year. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And the Patriots – I thought the Patriots were going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a Patriots fan, I'm super pumped because they looked really good.
Yeah.
Especially defense.
Next game, Packers-Bears. Jared took the Bears just to, in my absence. I actually ended up taking the Packers.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, 38-20, Jordan Love, 3 passing touchdowns. Awesome performance from him. I invested in him in all my dynasty leagues. I'm happy I did because he looked great.
He did he looked
weird. He had that one play where he bobbled the snap and then picked it up and bombed it to Luke Musgraves or whatever.
Yeah. And then Musgraves tripped.
Yeah. But yeah, really great game for the Packers. I don't think the Bears. I mean, honestly, the Bears look pretty much the same as they did last year. Explosive at times and stupid at other times.
Yeah. I think the Bears. I mean, they're set up well because they traded back from the first overall pick. So they're going to have the Panthers pick, who they didn't look very good.
Yeah.
And their pick. So maybe next year the Bears will be good. But yeah, that Chase Claypool trade has to look like the worst thing ever. He looked so bad. No effort whatsoever.
Did you see that podcast he came on and he was like, yeah, I know that I'm a top 3 receiver in this league. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Not only are you not, but that's super disrespectful to guys that are actually top 3 receivers in the league.
Right.
So you're telling me it goes Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Chase Claypool.
Right. What in the world?
No.
You've never even been a top 3 receiver in a week.
You were barely a top 3 receiver on your team.
Right.
He was on the Steelers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Insane. Rams Seahawks. Rams brought it to the Seahawks. Matthew Stafford is back. He's got Tutu Atwell and Nuka Puka as his primary receivers.
Puka.
Yeah, what is that guy's name?
I still don't know.
We'll just call him waiver wire target number 1.
Waiver wire.
Yeah. Yeah, Rams looked really good against the Seahawks. I don't think anybody expected them to beat the Seahawks by 17 points. Yeah, Kenneth Walker looked healthy. Zach Charbonnet had 3 touches, I think.
Oof.
Yeah, very minimal action for him. But hey, everybody's resting their rookie running backs.
Yeah, what in the world's going on? So.
Yeah. But yeah, so good game there. Do I still sound okay? I just moved my mic away a little bit.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Giants Cowboys. I'll keep it short and sweet. I rep this jersey with pride. It was the largest blowout in Giants Cowboys history. Dak Prescott has now won 11 straight games against the Giants.
Ooh. What?
Yeah.
Oh. Have you lost 11 straight to the Cowboys, or did he not play in some?
I forget how it went, but right now in our past 13 meetings we're 1-12.
Oh.
Yeah. So really sucks. I thought it based on the first drive, I thought this was the year that we take it to the Cowboys. And then Andrew Thomas false started, and it was the biggest avalanche collapse in the history of any team ever. It was, I think it was the worst football game I ever watched. Most lopsided victory of all time.
Did you watch the whole thing, or did you turn it off?
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
Oof.
I always watch the whole thing.
Props to you.
Yeah, it never got any better.
Oh.
Daniel Jones was sacked 7 times. I believe there was 8 total sacks because Tyrod Taylor also took a sack. I believe, if I'm correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a mess. But I'm wearing the away jersey because we're on to week 2 at the Cardinals. Forget about week 1. We'll get the Cowboys later in the season. So.
Speaking of, I'll keep my comments on this game to the Cowboys because I don't want to rub salt in any wounds. The Cowboys defense looks crazy. Crazy. I think Stephon Gilmore is really going to work out for them. I know signing an aging corner to big money isn't always the best financial decision, but yeah, their defense looks crazy. Now I see why Dan Quinn was like, I don't want to be a head coach. I'll just stay here and be a defensive coordinator because Micah makes your life easy, man. Holy cow. Wow.
It was absurd. I mean,
their offense didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, their offense was, like, average.
The Giants' defense didn't play terrible, to be honest. They really didn't. They allowed, like, 286 total yards. But, like, when you're down that much and your offense isn't moving the ball at all, there's only so much you can do. Yeah. So.
That was tough.
Last game, Bills-Jets. Aaron Rodgers played 4 snaps in 2023. DraftKings Sportsbook refunded every bet that was placed on Rodgers, and they're also refunding bets. Well, they're not refunding; they're giving them back in bonus bets, but for like any futures bet on Rodgers. But like I said in our group chat earlier, this shows that the NFL is not rigged because there's no there was the amount of hype around Rodgers for the year was incredible. And for him to go down in 4 plays and now he's out for the year is just, it sucks. I mean, for the NFL, it really does suck.
Isn't that insane?
Like I said too, Giants-Jets tickets yesterday were for like week 10 or whatever that is, were $350. They're now like $220 because.
You guys play the Jets?
Yeah.
But you play the Jets in the preseason.
We play the Jets in the preseason every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy, but I will say Zach Wilson looked good enough, and it's nice. It's nice that he has weapons now. You know what I mean? He's playing with weapons. Like It's kind of like, the Jets were like, Aaron Rodgers, sure, we'll do whatever you want. Then he gets injured in 4 plays, and now Zach Wilson's manning the offense, and it's like Zach Wilson's probably like, okay, sweet. Like, I got what I wanted. It wasn't the best route, but I got what I wanted. So
I told Owen, I was like, they need Aaron wearing the headset and just like telling Zach who to throw to, like he did on that one episode of Hard Knocks where he's like, hit the fade.
But
so yeah, that was tough to watch, man.
Yeah. I think
such a downer. Everybody was super pumped. First Monday Night Football. Aaron runs out with the flag in probably the coolest fashion anyone has ever. Like, that was sweet.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Running out with the flag. Everybody's got green lights in the stadium. Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
But also, can we talk about the Bills for a second?
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Can we talk about Josh Allen for a second?
What was that?
Can we talk about Jordan Whitehead?
What? That's
on the Jets defense with 3 interceptions.
3. Dude, Josh looked like he forgot how to play football.
Josh Allen looked like he has the Madden cover curse. I don't know. Maybe it's back.
I don't know. But yeah, he was just throwing the ball all over the place.
Especially that 4th quarter. Like, he blew that game.
That one where he threw it while he was, like, jumping in the pocket. He threw it, like, 50 yards down the middle and overthrew his guy by, like, 6 yards. And Whitehead was like...
Also, who's that Hardy guy? Is he a rookie?
Deontay Hardy? I don't know if he's a rookie or not. He was
in the game so much.
He was
getting targeted all the time.
I know. It was like it was like Cole Beasley, but not Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird. Weird game for the Bills.
Maybe if they were sending, like, Gabe Davis on deep routes, they could have ended up with a touchdown because they're not throwing to a 5'5" wide receiver in double coverage.
Right.
But yeah.
I saw this tweet and it said, Josh threw 3 for DeMar Hamlin.
Dude. I mean, that was absurd. But yeah.
But yeah, what a crazy game. And then Xavier Gibson, one of the stars of Hard Knocks, undrafted free agent wide receiver, makes the team and then delivers the week 1 dub on a punt return.
Yeah.
How sweet is that?
Yeah.
A little bit of like sugar to ease the pain for the for the Jets losing basically their season.
Yeah.
You got to think he comes back next year, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, there's no way he's like I heard some people like, he's 39 years old. He's not gonna want to go through that rehab. I'm like, what is he gonna live the rest of his life without an Achilles?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah.
Why not come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. All right, well, that takes care of the red zone recap.
I went 10-6 versus the spread in those picks.
That's huge.
10-6.
Yeah.
The one I'm most proud of, two I'm most proud of, probably the Browns pick. Love that for me. Little pat on the back there. And then riding with my guys, the Falcons. Dirty Birds never let me down. Always hit the Falcons spread. Those are my two that I'm like, good job. What about you? You like it? Any of your picks? You went
I went 7-9. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Not really. 7-9. I can't.
Packers pick was good.
The what?
I think the Packers-Bears game before the game actually happened was kind of a toss-up. And you've been heavy on the Packers all year.
I'm heavy on Jordan Love. I think he's good.
Yeah, I agree. Now think he's good.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll go into our new segment, Rod's Rapid Rankings here. Rod's going to do his homemade power rankings.
Week 1 power rankings, baby.
As quickly as possible.
A little disclaimer for everyone. I didn't have preseason power rankings. So there's no, I ranked these guys here. I can't just drop them to the bottom because I didn't have anyone anywhere.
Yeah.
This is week 1, baby. All right. Everybody ready?
These are rapid.
32 Giants, 31 Texans, 30 Panthers, 29 Cardinals, 28 Steelers, 27 Bears, 26 Titans, 25 Broncos, 24 Colts, 23 Seahawks, 22 Vikings, 21 Bengals, 20 Commanders, 19 Saints, 18 Raiders, 17 Bucks, 16 Pats, 15 Falcons, 14 Rams, 13 Bills, 12 Chargers, 11 Jaguars, 10 Ravens, 9 Jets, 8 Packers, 7 Eagles, 6 Browns, 5 Chiefs, 4 Lions, 3 Dolphins, 2 Cowboys, 1 49ers.
Woo! That was great. Things that stand out to me. Giants at 32.
I mean, if you don't score a single point, you automatically get put in the bottom of the power rankings, no matter.
I think that's fine.
All
I'll say is I expect a big jump when we dominate.
Oh yeah. If you guys dump on the next team, watch yourselves rise.
Might shoot up into the top 10.
Maybe. It depends on how you look. No, but yeah, I think the major outliers from mainstream media, probably the Giants at 32.
Browns at 6.
Browns at 6 is a little high, but I mean they dismantled the Bengals.
Yeah.
I love it. I think the Bengals is probably a little low. I have them at 21. I think a lot of people probably have them higher, but they haven't showed me anything. So
yeah.
I have never seen Joe Burrow have a good game after signing his contract. Never.
Yeah.
Never seen it. What else? Do I have anybody else a little high? I have the Jets at 9. I know they're probably not going to stay there because Aaron's done, but they looked great. Bills I have at 13. That's probably lower than most people. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, put your thoughts in the comments of how Jared's rapid rankings rank for you.
And if you need to, go back and slow it down a little bit. You might hear it better.
I know I'm going to be sounding off in the comments about that Giants 32. All right, let's
call me a homer though, because I do have the Commanders as the lowest ranked winning team. So
okay, yeah, that's respectable.
They sucked.
All right, we'll get into let's talk about it here. First thing I have to say is, are the Browns legit? Are they?
I mean, you know my answer. They're at 6, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I think the Browns are legit. I'm actually picking them against the Steelers this week. I mean,
they're 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah. I mean, did they benefit from the Bengals' slow start? Possibly. But they came out there and they beat them 24-3 and held Joe Burrow to 84 passing yards. I know it was raining that game too, but like just a really dominant performance. So I'd say the Browns are going to give I mean, if we're looking at it now, we'll just say give the Ravens a run for their money. But we all kind of know that the Bengals are going to
They'll be back.
Climb their way back, yeah.
But I mean, the Browns now have a game tiebreaker over them.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
My big question is, are the Bills out of their winning window? Do you think the Bills can win the Super Bowl?
Not with a performance like that. I mean, like...
Certainly not.
Yeah, I mean...
The AFC's loaded. The Bills are getting older.
It's true. I mean, the Bills' defense looked pretty good.
Yeah. They didn't look bad.
Tre'Davious White probably could have had an interception if Garrett Wilson didn't perform some acrobatic, one-handed tips to himself. But, yeah, I don't... It's a tough division too. I mean, if the Jets are able to,
that division are either the Jets now without Aaron Rodgers or the Pats that just gave the Eagles a run for the money.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins too are like
the Dolphins just threw for 600 yards.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Bills are gonna. I think Josh Allen specifically is just gonna have to have some good quarterback play. Because if Josh Allen goes out that game and plays a good game. And, I mean, also the Jets' defense is nothing to sneeze at as well. I mean, they're a really good defense, but, like, Josh Allen played like Zach Wilson. I mean, just making silly throws downfield, trying to force it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I can't see the Bills being in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Next question I have is, can Zach Wilson take the Jets to the playoffs? I'm not saying that Zach Wilson... I guess a better thing to say is, will Zach Wilson start every game for the rest of the regular season? Assuming he's healthy. And plays like he did yesterday.
I think so. I don't think they're going to bring somebody else in. They don't have Mike White anymore.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. As
long as he stays healthy. I mean, I was texting with Owen this morning, and I was like, Jets should trade for Jameis. Just because, I mean, all our listeners know we love Jameis Winston.
I mean, he deserves
another shot. He was never bad.
Yeah.
Like even his laughable interception numbers, they're only laughable because he had 30 touchdowns to go along with his 30.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if you saw this, but they had Derek Carr mic'd up during that game, and Derek is talking to the OC. He's like, "Give me another shot." He's like, and Derek's like, deep to Rashid, which they ended up doing to get the winning field goal, get in position.
Yeah.
He's like, deep to Rashid, and he looks over at Jameis, and Jameis is sitting there with a little tablet and his legs like together, and Jameis is looking over and he's like, yes. He's just like the most unintentionally funny person ever, and I think he'd be awesome on the Jets. But it's not going to happen. He's a good backup in New Orleans. He likes it down there. But yeah, I think the Jets can make the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I think with a defense like that and enough offensive weapons to keep Zach Wilson healthy, happy and healthy, because their offensive line looked pretty decent too for the most part.
I think a big thing for them making playoffs is how they do in the division.
Yeah.
Because I know their defense is really good, but the Pats' defense is really good too, and now your offense might not function as well. So I think the Patriots could give the Jets trouble, more so than like. I think the Jets' defense will keep them in the games against everyone, but in a game where you're going against another really good defense, I don't know how their offense is going to do.
Yeah. But it also too, it's not like Aaron Rodgers put them up and then got injured.
No, you're right.
Like
You're right.
It was all Zach Wilson basically.
Yeah.
So, and
sure.
Breece Hall.
Oh, so good.
Dude, Breece Hall.
Yeah,
he did awesome.
He looks nuts. My next question is, if the Bears are as bad as I think they're going to be, and they're down this is a hypothetical, fun hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say the Bears, with their pick and the Panthers pick, say they're in the top 5 picks of the draft. They move on from Fields. And then with the Cardinals also sucking, we could have 2 teams in the top 5 each have 2 picks. Because the Cardinals have the Texans pick. The Bears have the Panthers pick. All 4 of those teams are going to suck.
Yeah.
There could be a mad rush for quarterbacks for teams that already have quarterbacks.
I don't think the Bears are going to move on from Fields. I think he's too. I don't think you can move on from that kind of an athlete. Like,
I mean, how great is an athlete if you're losing each game by 12?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also,
I think this is a big prove it year for Fields.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to bring up that Quay Walker pick 6 too for the Packers-Bears game. That was sick.
That was awesome.
Bounces off Khalil Herbert, switches fields, and just.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was sweet.
Sorry, I'm texting my mom what I want for dinner. Sorry.
I'll go into my one last question here. Was last year a fluke for Geno?
You'd hope not.
You certainly would.
I think it'd be odd.
Yesterday, I think you wrote back.
Yeah, I think it'd be odd for him to like be so bad, and then be like pretty good, and then be like really bad again.
I know, but he looked like the old Geno.
Yeah,
there was just not a lot of good takeaways for that offense.
Might be Drew Lock time.
Oof, that would suck.
You never know.
It's fun dancing on the sidelines, but I'd rather keep him on the sidelines, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any more, but
okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think those were good talking points there. All right, we'll move on to moneymakers. We'll save the weekly SGP for last.
Yeah.
I'll start off with a 3-leg moneyline parlay. I have the Giants against the Cardinals. I have the Niners against who are the Niners playing?
I don't have it up right now. Is
it the Buccaneers?
Rams.
The Rams. I have the Niners against the Rams, and then I have the Packers against the Falcons. To be honest, the only game I'm concerned about is the Niners-Rams game, just because, like, I don't know, like that seems a little bit scary.
The Rams, man, that's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts to be afraid of the Rams.
Like out of those 3 games, that's the game that I'm most scared of, because I really think the Packers are going to bring it to the Falcons. Like the way they played against the Bears, I think they played awesome. The Giants against the Cardinals, I have no doubt in my mind that the Giants are going to beat the Cardinals. It might be biased, but the Giants, they didn't come out and play the way that they should have played. The first drive was phenomenal from the Giants. And but once you get behind like that, you start trying stuff that you don't usually try, and it was just all downhill from there. So I think the Giants come out and put up some numbers against the Cardinals for sure.
I hope so, man. The Cardinals defense was better than I expected. Jonathan Gannon, he's got the Cardinals defense playing hard, and it's not their secondary is pretty decent with Buddha and those guys back there. They were playing pretty good. I was impressed with their effort for a team.
I know how you like a good revenge game. Isaiah Simmons revenge game.
Ooh, Ooh, there you go. Did he do anything against the Cowboys? I guess nobody really did anything.
I don't know. It was hard to tell. He did make a good tackle on third down to force a fourth down, actually. In the flats came up. But yeah, that parlay gets you to plus 252. So
Nice.
I enjoy that one. I actually didn't have any player props for this week.
My only player prop this week is Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown scorer. Didn't get it done week 1. Let's get it done week 2 against the Vikings Thursday night.
Yeah, I like that.
My other bet this week is a 2-leg parlay. Browns plus 3.5 against the Steelers. I moved that spread. And then Chiefs money line. That parlay is plus 143.
Who are the Chiefs playing?
The Chiefs are playing the Jaguars.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Jags-Chiefs game is going to be a close game. Rod had to go to the podium real quick, it looks like, to announce the pick. But yeah, that Chiefs-Jags game is going to be interesting. Yeah, is that all you had then?
Yeah, those were my 2.
Okay. We'll go to the weekly same game parlay then. Jared cooked this one up this week. I like it. I would have said something if I didn't like a certain leg. But I think this is a great one. It's Vikings plus 17.5. Cousins over 225, which I believe he passed for like 338 yards against the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Vikings do get down, they're going to be passing the ball a lot. And then Hurts 1 or more passing touchdowns. So Vikings plus 17.5, Cousins over 225, and Hurts 1 or more passing touchdowns. I really like that a lot.
I do too. I think I could have dropped the Vikings down. Like plus 17.5 is a lot, but I didn't. You never want a spread to ruin something good, you know.
Yeah.
So I just bumped it up.
We're shooting for
100 odds.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, this week it'll be 20 to win 40. So we'll see if we can keep it going. We'll see how long it goes. Hopefully we get to the dilemma.
$1 million.
Hopefully we get to the dilemma where it's like, do I really want to throw 5,000 on this Texans-Colts Thursday night football game?
That is going to be terrifying when we get there.
But yeah, we'll cross that road when we get there.
Yeah.
Or that bridge. Cross that bridge when we get across.
I don't think crossing the road is typically like a scary thing to do.
I mean,
that's true.
Depends on what road you're crossing.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah, that'll do it for our money makers. So we are on to the 2-minute drill.
Oh baby.
Presented by us, as you said last week.
You like that?
In the Simple Zen Game parlay. Would you like to pose your questions first, or do you want to see what you can do against my questions?
I will pose questions first.
Okay. I'll keep my timer ready then.
Okay. They're difficult. I'm not gonna say they're easy. All right.
Also, I start the clock after you ask the question.
Yeah, that's fine. First question.
Okay.
The NFL was founded in 1920. Which 2 current NFL teams existed since the founding year of 1920?
Cardinals.
Yes.
And Bears.
Let's go.
All right, 5 seconds.
Look at you, man. Holy cow. That was sweet. I was like, I thought a part of me was like, don't look at your jersey and say the Giants, because your jersey has the year they came into effect.
Oh, yeah, 1925, right? Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2. You have 1:55 left. Which team had the most wins in the 1970s? Think about who was playing in the 1970s.
How many guesses do I get for this one?
You can have 3.
Okay.
No. 2. You get 2 guesses. 3 is
2.
too many.
Give me 3.
I'll give you
Oh, I might only need 1. Steelers.
incorrect.
Oh.
I'll give you 2.
Okay. I got a minute 20. Let me think about this. The Raiders.
Ooh, dang. It is the Dallas Cowboys.
Ah, dang it.
Roger Staubach was big in the 70s.
True. I bet were the Steelers like second?
Yeah, the Steelers were second.
Dang.
Unfortunate.
That's okay. I think my football knowledge was shown by that first question.
That was sweet, dude. I got that. That was sweet.
All right. I'll get on to my questions here. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
You got the stopwatch up?
Oh,
Okay. All
I
right.
gotta restart it. Dang. Okay.
All right. 22 players across the league have began wearing the number 0. Can you name 5 of them?
Oh, man. Number 0. DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
Do I have to get all 5 like right away, or do I get any misses?
I guess you can get misses.
Okay.
I'll give you like 2 misses. That way, like it's
That's
yeah.
cool. Man. Calvin Ridley.
Yep.
Man, I need to pick up the pace. Good Lord.
If you wanna skip the question, you can. If you get to the point where
I'm gonna pause at a minute 11 and go to the
okay,
next question. Then I'll come back.
okay, we can come back to that. That's a fine strategy, I think. All right. Before Brock Purdy, who was the last rookie quarterback to win a playoff game? You get one guess.
Oh my goodness. Russell Wilson.
That's right.
Ooh, let's go.
All right.
Back to the number 0 with 58 seconds left.
Okay. All right. You can just start it now if you want. So you have DeAndre Swift and Calvin Ridley.
It's got to be defensive players. I can't think of like any more on offense. 30 seconds. I'm so screwed. So screwed.
At least 3.
Why am I blanking so hard? Are there rookies? Christian Gonzalez?
No, I don't think so.
Dang. 0.
Are you out of time yet?
5 seconds. Mike Evans, Saquon Barkley.
I'll go through some notable ones here. Roquan Smith.
He's on my
Brian
fantasy team.
Burns.
Brian Burns is number 0?
Marvin Jones.
Never would have gotten that.
Shaquille Griffin on the Texans. Braxton Berrios had a couple catches in the Dolphins game. He was a 0. Paris Campbell on the Giants. Adrian Amos on the Jets. And then like Devin Bush. I could have said name 3 players.
No, that was. I could have gotten 5 of those guys.
Yeah.
I was just.
All right. Well, that was a fun 2-minute drill.
That was good.
And with the end of our 2-minute drill, that takes us to our. You want to say it?
What'd you say?
You want to say the next segment?
No, you got.
No, I like the way you said it in the last episode.
Hit me with it. Pigskin predictions.
All right, we got our pigskin predictions. This is where we
read off the spreads.
Huh? Yeah, you got the reading of the spreads.
Okay, cool. Thursday night, we've got Vikings heading to the Link. Eagles are favored by 6.5. Thoughts?
Give me the Vikings. I think the Vikings don't want a repeat of what happened last year, and I think we kind of talked about it. The Eagles' offense looks a little sketchy.
Totally.
Looks a little under the weather.
Sketchy. I can't pick the Vikings here. I can't do it. If I pick the Vikings, then they're gonna lose by 60, and then our same game parlay is gone. So I'm gonna pick the Eagles in hopes of winning $1 million. Next game, Chiefs at home, Chiefs in Jacksonville are -3.
I'm gonna go Jacksonville here.
Wow.
I think the Jags are gonna give the Chiefs a run for their money.
Wow. 3-point spread. You're picking the Jags?
I don't know if the Chiefs.
Oh, don't say.
I know they didn't have Travis Kelce. I don't know. I like the Jags here.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs because
that's completely understandable.
They're in my parlay. They have to. Next game, Raiders heading to Buffalo. The Bills are 8.5-point favorites.
The Bills are 8.5-point favorites?
8.5.
Yeah, I'm going Raiders. Give me Jimmy G and the boys. I don't know. I don't
like that spread.
Yeah. It's an odd spread.
That's a scary spread. 8.5 points. Jeez.
I just don't see the Bills beating the Raiders by 8.5.
This is kind of nuts. I'm gonna pick Buffalo.
Okay.
We are opposites on every pick so far.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts. Usually we're six picks in and we have the same.
Yeah. Some of these games this week are even if you're betting money line, they're some of them are going to be close.
They're tough. There's not many that I'm ooh, here we go. Next game, Ravens heading to Cincinnati. Oh my goodness, the Bengals are favored by 3.
I'm taking the Ravens on this one.
There's our first same pick. Good.
I think the Ravens are. I think the Ravens are pretty decent. Yeah. And is the Bengals defense really that good?
No.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, too, Lamar didn't look fantastic against the Texans either.
No, he looked rusty.
Yeah.
For sure.
But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Bengals are going to get it going yet. I think the Ravens are going to give them a little bit of a tough time.
I agree. I think, yeah. I'm going Ravens there. I don't know how you could look at last week and be yeah, I'm betting the Bengals.
Yeah.
You got to show me something before I put my hard-earned money on you, you know?
Yeah.
Next, we got Seahawks heading to Detroit. The Lions are favored by 1.5.
What was the spread? Sorry.
5.5 to the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, give me the Lions all day on this one. I think what they did to the Chiefs, they deserved the 5.5 spread, and Seahawks losing by 17 to the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Detroit as well. I almost did something crazy there, but I'm not going to. Next we've got the Chargers heading to Nashville. Chargers are favored by 3.
I mean, Chargers, right? Chargers against the Titans.
Yes.
I should have thrown this in that.
Vrabel keeps games close, but 3 isn't that many.
Yeah.
I think the Titans are super bad at quarterback.
Yeah. I think too, the Chargers. I mean, if the Chargers played anybody else last week and put up that many points, I think they pretty much would have won, unless they played the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Next game, Chi-Town Bear guys heading to Tampa Bay.
What's the spread?
3 for the Bucks.
For the Bucks?
Come on, Evan. You know you want to.
I don't know here.
This game could be super fun to watch.
It could be, yeah.
Could be super, super fun.
Yeah. Who are you gonna take?
I'm gonna take the Bucks.
I gotta kill some old habits, so I'm also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Growth. That's growth.
I'm not sure yet who my Bears of last year are. I think it might end up being the Packers, but
here we go. Packers heading to Atlanta, heading to Dirty Bird country. Packers are favored by 1.5.
Yeah, I think the Packers easily win this game. Oh, I also wanted to mention that C.J. Stroud joins Elite Company in the first completion of his career being to himself. Brett Favre.
Done that before?
Brett Favre also.
No way.
Yeah, when he was playing for the Falcons in his rookie year. And then also Desmond Ridder completed a pass to himself on his first pass attempt. Not of his career, obviously, because he played last year. But, yeah, it was like Red Zone was like, oh, Desmond Ridder just completed a pass to himself. And then no more than 2 minutes later, they're like, C.J. Stroud just completed a pass to himself.
What's happening?
Yeah.
No, that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm taking the Falcons because they're my guys.
Yeah.
They're my guys. Arthur Smith, while I hate him from a fantasy perspective, I love him when it comes to betting because
he's a funny looking guy.
Dude, that mustache.
Oh yeah.
Wild looking.
That might be the worst mustache on a person ever.
Wild looking on him. Yeah. He said somebody asked him, they were like, How do you feel with the mustache? Does it make you soft? He's like, soft? He's like, if anything, my T's never been higher right now.
Did he really say that?
Yes.
That's insane.
Oh, it was funny. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with my boys down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Next game, Colts Texans in Houston. Colts are favored by 1.5.
I mean, I think with that spread, you gotta take the Colts. I think they played a competitive game against the Jaguars. The Texans did not play a competitive game against the Ravens. Did the Texans score a touchdown, or did they score 3 field goals?
I believe it was 3 field goals.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Give me the Colts.
Yeah. How were the Texans better last year? How does that work? Dameon Pierce was a beast last year.
It's only week 1, Jared.
That's true. I gotta calm down.
Yeah.
Getting
a little bit out of it.
next game, Niners Rams in LA. Niners are favored by 7.5.
That's a pretty large spread. I think
I feel the last time the Niners played in LA, it was all red. Am I thinking wrong?
It was what?
The stadium was red because of so many 49er fans.
Yeah, I think that's right. This is in LA, you said?
It's in LA, yeah.
Yeah, I like the 49ers here. Well, technically the last time the Niners played in LA was against the Chargers, right? When it was C-Mac's first game. Or was that against the Rams?
No, I think you're right. I think that was against the Chargers.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense why it was red, because the Chargers have nobody coming.
Yeah. Also, correction to Owen's statement last week about there only being 3 players in NFL history to rush, pass, and receive a touchdown. C-Mac did that in his first game with the Niners.
Yes, you're right. I was like, yeah.
Because that's what I'm surprised you didn't get that one.
I know. That one threw me off a little bit. I was trying to think of quarterbacks that have received for one. And it just completely threw off all my thinking. Where I should have been thinking anyone who doesn't normally throw a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. But yeah.
I'm also taking the 40.
Oh wait, I don't think I actually picked a spread yet. I think I'm gonna go Niners. I don't actually.
Oh. If it makes you feel any better, I did already write you down, but I can throw it out.
I'll go Niners.
Okay. Next game, Giants -5.5.
Yeah, give me the Giants all day. I think the Giants are going to take it to the Cardinals and show the world that what they saw on Sunday Night Football was not us.
I'm going to do something a little bit crazy here.
Oh, my God.
This is where we go nuts. I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 5.5 in hopes that they're better than we thought they were, and the Commanders don't suck that bad.
So you're telling me that the Arizona Cardinals covered the spread 2 weeks in a row?
I mean, you guys didn't score a point.
I don't care what we did. I know who we are. Okay.
I think your defense is gonna have no problems or trouble stopping the Cardinals' offense.
Yeah.
But their defense is good too.
Do it.
Their defense isn't that good, but I already picked them. This is a loser pick. Don't follow me on this pick. Good job. This is just me being stupid and trying to justify my power rankings. Next game, we got the Jets and the Cowboys. Cowboys are 9.5-point favorites.
I think that's too high. I'm gonna go Jets.
That's too high. Isn't that too high?
I don't think the Cowboys are as good as everyone thinks they are after Sunday Night Football.
See, now you're trying to justify it too.
I am, but listen, like, they had 2 defensive touchdowns, 1 defensive, 1 special teams. Their offense didn't put up that many yards, and the Jets' defense is better than the Giants' defense.
Way better.
I think this game is going to be pretty close. As long as the Jets can block. When the Giants play the Cowboys, like I've never seen an offensive line get like more demolished than when the Giants play the Cowboys. And it's every freaking year, dude. It's every year. Like, they just get absolute. It's like, oh man, hopefully the Giants can hold up against the Cowboys D line, and they just can't every single year. And it's insane.
No, doesn't it really frustrate you too when it's like you can't do anything? Like the Commanders with Daniel Jones. We can't stop Daniel Jones. He does whatever he wants against us. And then the next week he'll go and play some Joe Schmo team from nowhere, and he'll look so average. And why can't he look like that against us?
Yeah.
Why? That's you with the Cowboys defense.
Yeah.
You can fall apart, but it's never against the Giants.
Yeah. Evan Neal, dude. Evan Neal looked so bad against the Cowboys.
I'm really worried because your offensive line is way better than ours. I think Sam Howell might die when we play the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He might perish on the field.
I want to see because, like...
Dude. All right, next game, Commanders plus 3.5 in Denver, Mile High City. The Broncos suck.
Wait, what was the teams again?
Commanders, Broncos.
And what's the spread?
Plus 3.5 for the Commanders. That's a lot. You're giving me points?
They're not,
You're giving me points? I'm taking the commies, for sure.
They're not used to the high elevation, Rod.
Oh, my word.
I'm going to go Broncos here. I think
word.
I think the Broncos are revitalized from last year.
You're nuts.
We have a lot of different picks this
week. Dude, I know. One of us is going to be... Actually, it's just going to even out. We're both
That's true, yeah.
But if one of us is really bad this week, the other person is going to be freaking happy.
Yeah.
Next game, Sunday Night Football, Dolphins, Patriots in Foxborough. It's not cold yet in Foxborough. Give me Dolphins.
What's the spread?
Minus 2.5. Sorry, I forgot that part.
Dolphins for sure. I told Almeida that I thought the Patriots were gonna start off like 2-8, and he like almost died. But like if you look at their schedule, dude,
they have a tough schedule.
Real tough schedule.
Oh, you know what else? What else is tough? Monday Night Football, Saints Panthers in Charlotte.
There's 2 Monday Night Football games.
What?
Yeah, one's at like 7 and one's at like 8.
Oh my word, you're right.
It's so weird because they used to do it where week 1 they do 2 Monday night games, one would be East Coast and one would be West Coast, which is fine because the West
These are
Coast
both
people.
East Coast.
What?
These are both East Coast.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Because at least the West Coast people would be able to experience an actual primetime football game that isn't at 5 p.m.
Right.
But, yeah. And it's not like one's at like...
And it's not
8.
even week 1.
Yeah. And it's not like one's at 8 and one's at 10. We're going to have to watch these games simultaneously.
What in the world?
Because the Broncos and Saints are going to... Or the Panthers and Saints are going to be in like mid-second quarter when the Browns-Steelers games.
At least they didn't make it good games.
Yeah.
That's nice of them.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's throw 2 terrible games on and then hope one of them is good.
Yeah.
Saints heading to Charlotte. The Panthers are +3. What's your pick?
I'm going to go Saints.
New Orleans -3. The New Orleans Pelicans. Yes, the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm also gonna go Saints.
The Saints look pretty okay. Derek Carr looked good.
They just kind of took their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And let the Titans come back with their endless field goals.
Also, why is Rashid Shaheed number 22? That makes me mad too.
That was pissing me off too. He looks like Trey Porter.
He should definitely be 11. That feels like a good Rashid.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
Or like 7, something like fast.
Something fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like 1.
1. Yeah, 1 works.
Yeah.
And then the second Monday Night Football game, whatever that's about, Browns heading to the Steelers. Browns are 2-point favorites.
That's wild. That seems like a pretty low spread. I think people still aren't like believing the Browns hype like I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Browns.
Me as well. That wraps up this week. I'm going to go 16-0 this week. 16-0 mentality. Also, one quick thing that I forgot to mention. It's the NFL's fault, everything that happened in MetLife this week. They scheduled 2 games, back-to-back nights in the same stadium. And you thought it was going to work out? Congrats, NFL. The Giants got blown out, and now Aaron Rodgers is dead. Congrats. And it's all because you made those field workers work 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Done picking up the popcorn, like I said last week. Unbelievable. Way to go,
Zoom in. There's a popcorn kernel under Aaron Rodgers' cleat.
Why do you think his foot got stuck in the ground? It was the popcorn.
Yanked my phone off the table. Yeah. Tough week for MetLife.
Oh, dude.
I mean, well, the Jets at least won. That was cool.
Yeah. That was cool.
I was like, I'm glad, like, because, you know, with Jake and Dante living in New York now, like, I definitely want to go to a lot of Giants games. And I was, like, pondering the thought of going to the Giants-Cowboys game. If I went to that game, I don't know if I ever would have went to another game ever again.
Dude.
Like, I would have been soaking wet. I would have been absolutely miserable.
Oh, that would have been horrible, dude.
Yeah. I also would have been super hype on the first drive.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah. Dude, another thing I love, like, just gets me going. Full field flags. Oh, my word. When they're doing the national anthem and that flag takes up the entire field. Oh, that's so cool.
That flag's like 165 feet wide by 300 feet long.
It's huge, dude.
Yeah.
And another thing, they can't let it touch the ground.
I don't know how they fold it and not let it touch the ground.
They just they reel it in. No, it's crazy. I've only seen it in person once, and that was at the actually twice. At both playoff games for the Commies, back when they were the Redskins. And it's so cool.
I always like the America-shaped American flag.
Well, yeah, that one's cool too.
The Giants have one of those.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, the Pacific Northwest always gets the stars. That pisses me off a little.
Yeah. You gotta flip that flag around.
Flip it around. The stars belong in the East. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. We should just reorganize it based on where we think
I'm looking
each
at the
star
globe wrong this whole time.
North Dakota has like vertical orange and purple stripes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. hope you guys are fully prepared now for NFL Week 2.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add that you can think of?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I'll run over the weekly SGP again. It's Vikings plus 17.5, Cousins over 225, and Hurts 1 or more passing touchdowns. Lock it in, turn that 20 into 40, and we'll just keep going from there. 20 into 40 is nice, but 40 into 80 is where we start getting into little like.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
I know.
80 into 160 by week 4, maybe.
Dude, I can't wait for friggin' wait. What did we start at? We started at 10. Dang, we're not gonna hit the cool ones. You remember 2048?
What?
2048?
Was that game?
Where you slide the tiles and
I
everything?
never played that game.
Oh, dude. Jumping from 1024 to 2048 was the most like yes kind of moment. I can't wait until we jump into like quad digits. Oh, that's gonna be sweet.
That'll be so 80 into 160, 160 into 320, 320 into 640.
Then we're jumping to 1280.
Yeah.
Go. That'll be sweet.
It's gonna be a little scary putting $640 on.
Nah.
That will be fun.
We didn't have it a week ago. No big deal.
Yeah, that's true.
Playing with house money.
In week 17 when I lose $580,000, I only really lost $10.
Yeah, exactly. You only lost $10. You only lost $5 because I Venmo'd you.
That's true.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the pod.
Get
ready for next week. We'll be back again, better than ever. Hopefully we got some good games this week. I think we're getting a lot of close ones, probably some ones that we don't expect to, some winners on the other side of things. I mean, I expected it because of all my crazy spread picks, but
Cardinals.
No chance. All right,
everybody.
Have a good night. Have a good day. And we'll see you next week.
Miss you guys.
Peace out.